Hello, everyone. Welcome to my latest live stream here. This live stream is going to be a bit of a rant about social media. In particular, social media and people blaming social media for things like division in this country or for just division in the world in general. These are things that, especially more recently, have popped up. People like to claim or like to believe that social media is somehow the cause of these things, of these divisions, or somehow social media is the origin of these things. And one example I got here is from Facebook. I saw this posted from Bill Murray's actual Twitter account, or supposedly from Bill Murray's Twitter account, since it looks like his actual Twitter account. The thing he posted says, "Social media is training us to compare our lives instead of appreciating everything we are. No wonder why everyone is always depressed." Really, Bill Murray? That's social media's fault? How about it's people's fault? It's our own fault. It's the fault of ourselves. That's the reason that things like that are happening. People choose to interpret things like that, and that's what happens. You say social media is training us to compare our lives. Um, Social media is just a platform for people to, for people to consume or share their own information with. How is that social media's fault? I don't necessarily understand how social media is at fault of that. I say that's more just a people thing. And let me ask this. Refer to me a time when people didn't try sharing or comparing their lives with others before social media. Oh yeah, that's right. They did. Before social media, there was of course there's people trying to compare each other's lives. You just didn't have a big enough reach as you would have before the internet for most people. The only exception to that would probably have been celebrities or public figures, pre-internet era public figures like a politician or someone else with a big people following, big fan following. I mean, where do you think Entertainment Tonight comes from? Where do you think E Entertainment or Access Hollywood comes from? That's an example of of people comparing their lives to the public. Oh hey, look, here's this actor on this vacation in the Bahamas or something like that. That shit's been around before the internet, before social media. So don't give me that. The only difference is that social media has allowed everyday folks like me and everyone else to be able to do that. But again, that's how we choose to use social media. Social media didn't do that to us. We decided to do that for us. And once again, this is just another example of people just blaming everything else besides themselves. Instead of taking responsibility for their own actions, no, it's Facebook's fault. No, it's Twitter's fault. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. And I'm sick and tired of it. Social media, Facebook and Twitter, are the shit we see on those platforms, like the apparent so-called divisions and shit like that, and the things like, oh, we compare our lives with each other on social media. The social media, that's just a symptom of a bigger thing, and that is that people in general, especially in America, I don't want to speak for the rest of the world because there's different cultures and different mindsets and different mentalities around the world. I'm talking about in particular the United States of America. It's this idea of these ideas of these this mindset, the mindsets that we have. Social media didn't create this. We created this, and we use social media as a vacuum, as a medium to do that, to showcase that. And once again, people just want to blame. Oh, it's social media's fault. Again, how exactly is social media to blame per se? Social media is just there for us as a platform to use. We decide to choose what to publish on a social media website. If we want to if a person just wants to post politics all day long on their social media platform and cause potential division, then that's a total possibility. That's going to happen. But that's not social media's fault. That's a person's own decision to post political stuff on social media. I mean, it's just the same as if you go to a holiday Thanksgiving, dinner, a holiday dinner like Thanksgiving, and someone in the family starts talking about politics, and it creates tension and it creates issues. The only difference is that it's in person and not on social media, not on the internet. And sure, maybe it's more reserved, more calm than it is on social media, because some people, because it's the internet, tend to get a little bit more aggressive because they hide behind their computer or their telephone. smartphone or tablet. Um, but that doesn't necessarily mean or guarantee that in real life they'll be any different. For all we know, there could be a person who will act the exact same on the internet as they do in real life, and some people act more reserved in real life than they do on the internet, and vice versa and whatnot. Um, yeah. So Ryan, thank you for watching the stream, dude. I've been ranting for the past 5 minutes here, but no, I appreciate you hanging in there. Let's see. Hey, buddy, the whole keeping up with the Jones mentality. Yeah, I agree. Everyone wants to follow each other, and then they complain like, "Oh, we're just all comparing our lives." I mean, like, first off, there's nothing wrong with sharing, things online with people. I mean, we do it all the time, and we did it before the internet. Why do you think we have those family photos from our grandparents' house? Showing family vacations, or why do you think there's photo album books? I mean, all the internet is just a digitation of that. So you mean to tell me that, like, before the internet, people didn't brag about the things they did? Bullshit. They did, especially here in America. And like I said, I don't want to. I'm not, and it's yeah. I'm sure it happened elsewhere in the world. I'm sure, 1960s Argentina, there were people bragging about their own lives as well. 1960s France, people were bragging about their own lives. Japan, there's people that like to do that. And once again, like, the internet didn't create that. There's always been those kind of people who like to brag about shit, or who like to share all the things that they do in their lives. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either. Part of it is how you choose to also interpret it. If you want to think of it negatively, or if you want to be frustrated by that, that's partly on you, to interpret it that way. People have it seems like people have a tendency to also think negatively for some reason. Like, when something happens, especially something new or something they're not familiar with, they tend to see it in a very skeptical way, or in a very negative way, even if there's nothing wrong with it, even if their thing they're worried about has been completely blown out of proportion. Like, maybe yeah. So anyway, Ryan, let me get back to you, man. Or every kid has this toy, but little Jimmy doesn't, so Jimmy is outcasted. Yeah, it's like, oh, like, no, I agree. Like, one Jimmy has a toy that the other Jimmy doesn't have. Um, so therefore Jimmy number two is going to feel bad, or is going to feel, frustrated because he doesn't have that toy. No, that totally makes sense. And that's definitely been something that's been around way longer than the internet. Like, let's be honest here. The internet, okay, so all the internet did, in my opinion, is it just exposed it. It became more public. Like, all these divisions we see these days, or all these things that people complain about, like, oh, that Facebook's caused. No, Facebook just exposed it, or made it more public. These things have been there for a while. I don't know how long exactly, but they've been there for at least 100 years, I would say. At least 50 to 100 years. And I feel like I'm kind of being generous there. Chances are it's probably even been there for a lot longer than a century. Let's see. Ryan, I'm gonna get back to you, man. Good to see you stream again. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. It's the same way men tend to look down on their buddies because they can't afford a new car with the highest trim package. Yeah, exactly. And that's not an internet thing. That's a thing that just exists. Some people are just, they just feel bitter. They feel frustrated. They can't always appreciate some things, and they have this negative mindset, like, oh, like, like, this person's doing this stuff, and I'm frustrated because I'm not doing that. Well, I mean, perhaps if they're doing something that you're not able to do, and if there's a way you can change that, then perhaps try and change it. If you can't, then maybe just try and just, still think positively. I mean, you can't get everything in life. I've certainly know that, and many other people know that. So, judging others on materialism and financial income, yeah, I mean, exactly. That's a judging. The whole judging on materialism and financial income, that's definitely a pre-internet thing. Again, the only thing the internet did is just made it so that's so people can brag and get more exposure. Like, before the internet, maybe if you got a brand new car, you could only show it to like a dozen people or less. But now with the internet, with Facebook, if you get a brand new car, you can take a picture of it and share it with thousands of people. Like, oh, hey, check out my brand new car. So, like, that's really the only thing that's changed. You just get more. You have the potential to get your material seen by more people. Um, I just think again, part of it is we just choose to view these things in a negative way, and then instead of acknowledging a, what I see as a bigger issue, we tend to just want to make scapegoats of things and blame other things, blame inanimate objects, blame inanimate services, blame other people potentially. When those things are either there's a little bit truth to that, but people exaggerate those causes or those symptoms. Again, I see the thing with Facebook and other social media that people complain about. Again, like what Bill Murray said about the whole social media is training us to compare our lives instead of appreciating everything we have. I see that more as a symptom of a bigger thing that's not caused by social media, but caused by people. I mean, let me ask Bill Murray this rhetorically: when refer to me a time, Bill Murray, when everyone ever appreciated everything they had in America, in particular, in America. Refer to me a time when everyone appreciated everything they had, when everyone in America was satisfied with everything they had and appreciated everything they had. They never wanted more out of life or something like that, or just I mean, like this is not a new thing. This whole comparing our lives instead of appreciating everything we are. This is not a new concept, Bill Murray. This is something that has been around for a while in America, and I'm sure it's been around in many other places around the world too. You know, I'm sure we see other people, in life who have more than us, whether it's financial income or success in their field or more, certain accomplishments they've done that we wanted to do. And we get frustrated with that and we wish, they were them, we were them. And at the and in our frustration um and in our stress and anxiety or whatever, in our mindset of thinking about all those things that we want to do or be, we forget to appreciate what we have and be thankful for what we have, because that's not a new thing, that's not a new concept. There's always been people in America, you know who who just need the wake up call, basically, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes we do just need to be reminded of the things that we have and to be thankful for the things we have. But let's not blame social media for that. That's a thing that's always been around for a long time now. That's not a new phenomenon because of social media. People have always um, forgotten sometimes to be appreciative for what they have. I think it happens to all of us. I think it happens to the best of us. We get frustrated. It's natural to get frustrated in life. It's natural to sometimes forget, to forget what we have and to be thankful for what we have because we desire to strive to have more. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to strive to have more, to be better. But at the same time, let's also appreciate what we have. And let's also not try and blame social media for something, for this concept, this mindset that's been around for a lot longer than social media. This idea of not being appreciative for what you have and forgetting that while trying to strive to have more than what you already have. Social media is not the problem here, Bill Murray and everyone else who shares or agrees with that point. It's people just simply forgetting. And sometimes what you need to do is just, you know, examine things and just, sometimes just reflect on your own life and just be thankful for what you have. Because especially in this day and age, we live in a bustling world that's fast paced. At least some people do. Not everyone lives in a fast paced world, going about their daily lives day to day and shit like that. But some people do, and it's natural in that type of environment to sometimes forget the things to be thankful for, because you have the stress of the daily things you need to do weighing down on you. So yeah, like I said, Bill Murray's right in the sense that we need to appreciate what we have. Very true. But he's wrong, in my opinion. I disagree with him that it's social media training us to compare our lives. You know, social media is not social media. This is not a thing that social media has done. This is a thing that's been around for a while now. And I don't know. I'm not an expert on other cultures. I'm not sure if this is like a very American thing or if it's a very human thing. If I had to guess, I think it's more of a human thing, the desire to want more while sometimes forgetting to appreciate what we have. And sometimes it's okay to have reminders. Just because we learn a lesson one time doesn't mean we're always going to remember that lesson. Sometimes we do need reminders of that. Learning childhood lessons doesn't mean we're always going to remember those childhood lessons. Sometimes, and as an adult, you need to be reminded of those things because we forget, or we just don't. They're just not on our mind. So sometimes we need to be reminded of that. That's all. But again, let's stop fully blaming other things like social media, and let's just if you really are that passionate about it, then make social media something to be proud of. Then make social media something for good. So instead of like with social media, maybe post positive things, publish positive things. If you see a really cool video of a dog, let's say, and you really like dogs, and you think this video makes you happy, then share it with other people. Maybe don't always post politics on your social media pages. Maybe sometimes take a break from that and post more positive things, because sometimes we need to be reminded of the good things in life too. And that's partly on us as people, not social media. That's partly on us as participants in social media, making that choice and being responsible to try and balance out our posts. Not always posting about negative things, maybe balancing out with the positive things. Because let's be honest, we can't always rely on the mainstream news media for that, because they like to post a lot of negative stuff. They always like to publish a lot of negative minded news stories. I mean, that's just the way they are right now. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because we're almost 20 minutes in already. I can't believe I've been actually speaking for 20 minutes already. But Ryan, I'm just going to read the rest. I'm going to read the rest of your comments and then take off. So, judging others on materialism and financial income. Okay, I read that one. Funny enough, you being this up because I'm on the fence between getting a new job or stick with my current one. Funny enough, you being this up because I'm on the fence between getting a new job or stick with my current one. So I'm really going to weigh the pros and cons. Yeah, Ryan, definitely. That's a tough thing to do right there, Ryan. I mean, I'm not gonna have all the answers for you. I just hope that no matter what happens, what you choose is best for you, and I hope you make the decision that it helps you out the most. It sucks to have a job that that you sometimes hate, even if the money's really good. But sometimes if you love a job but it doesn't pay that much money, then that could it's a real huge balancing act. And I think it's good that you're trying to analyze the pros and cons of each job. Like, okay, if I stay with this job, I don't like this and that, but I also have this and this. If I go to this new job, here are the pros of this job, here are the cons of this job. So whatever happens, Ryan, I hope things work out for you. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So good luck with that, Ryan. I really wish you luck there, man. Thank you to everyone for watching this. I can't believe I went on for this long. I was actually not expecting to go on for this long, but thank you so much to everyone for watching this. All right. Have a good one, everyone. And if I don't post another video before the holidays end, then happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, etc., etc. Thank you, and bye-bye.